Hello everyone, I'm Charlie Tolhurst and welcome to the latest video here on my YouTube channel today. And this video is going to be a little new series that I'm going to be doing. It's a motorsport news segment that I'm going to be doing. Sorry that I haven't uploaded one of these for a long time. But yeah, it's a brand new motorsport playlist. So we're going to be talking about the latest motorsport news, going over some of the biggest week's stories. Yeah, I feel like we need to update you on this. This is a new series that's starting on my channel, so I'm going to go over some latest news from the world of motorsport. Now, the other day in Formula 1, we had the first car launch of the 2024 F1 season with the Haas VF24 launching. To any of you guys who don't know, Haas have announced the new car, which was launched just the other day. And yeah, it looks very similar to last year's car, doesn't it? The Haas looks like they've had some aerodynamic changes for the car. Obviously, they retained the lineup of Kevin Magnussen and Nico Hülkenberg for the 2024 season. And yeah, this is going to be a very interesting car. In fact, pretty much all the teams have got unchanged driver lineup. So, not really hard, apart from obviously AlphaTauri, or Racing Bulls they're now called. They obviously have Ricciardo and Daniel Ricciardo is now racing there full time. So not really many changes. Similar drivers on the grid. But yeah, in terms of that, the new Haas car was launched to a bit of mixed acclaim, really. Mixed critical acclaim. Say critical acclaim, but also mixed reviews. Some people saying it's not really that great. It's very underwhelming. We'll see when we get to the track in Bahrain whether the car is actually going to be any good. So that is the launch of the Haas as well. There's also other F1 news this week as well, where Lewis Hamilton is going to be leaving Mercedes at the end of the season. Obviously, Sir Lewis Hamilton is now called. Obviously, the greatest F1 driver still in the history of the sport, still has the most wins, the most world championships with 7, even though I do think Max Verstappen is going to probably eclipse some of those records very soon, given the form he's been on. Can he continue that form? That's the question. 90 career victories last year is a new record in a season for most wins. But yeah, obviously Lewis Hamilton making a huge shock. So Lewis Hamilton's shocking everyone by moving to Ferrari for 2025. Carlos Sainz will not be racing at the team next season. Where does he go? That's going to means the driver lineup for 2025. Silly season's already coming back now. Ferrari will have a new recruit in Lewis Hamilton. It's going to be partnering Charles Leclerc at the team. This will be a very interesting move. And could this be where Lewis Hamilton finally ends his F1 career? I mean, I thought he was going to end it at Mercedes. Ferrari clearly think he's there. And funny enough, he reunites with Frederic Vasseur, who was actually his team principal when he raced in his days during GP2. So that is going to be very interesting, to say the least. But yeah, that is really mainly the F1 news now. I wanted to also talk to you about some news, which is coming out of the 24 Hours of Daytona, the Rolex 24. 20 of you don't know, that took place the other week. And it was a huge event, and in the end, Porsche claimed the top honours in that one, in the main class. And yeah, it was Felipe Nasser who claimed the victory honours for Porsche. I think it was one of the first ever wins at this event. This was obviously in the IMSA, which is obviously the American. It's like obviously the American version of the World Endurance Championship. But yeah, Felipe Nasser won the event, Rolex 24 Hours. It was a win. It was the first Rolex 24 Daytona Oval win for Roger Penske in his 55 years, and the first for Porsche in 14 years. The other week as well, a big win there for Porsche. He was driving the number 7 Porsche Penske, Porsche 963. He shared co-drivers Dane Cameron, Matt Campbell, and reigning Indy 5 champion Joseph Newgarden. That's across the line, only 2 seconds clear of the number 31 Wheeling Cadillac Racing V-Series driven by Tom Blomqvist, who is aiming to become the second driver in Rolex 24 history to be an overall winner for 3 straight years. So, yeah, certainly very, very interesting in that as well. Also in other classes as well, the number 18 Era Motorsport as well. Era Motorsport car, which one took the victory in the LMP2 class. That was driven by co-drivers Danzel Dwight Mermin, Kristen Ramsison and Connor Zilihish. The number 62 Risk Competizione for a 296 GT3 claimed victory in the Grand Touring Daytona Pro, which is the GT DP and Pro class. The drivers Daniel Soraya, Davide Rigion, Alessandro Pierguidi and James Collado. Winwood's number 57 Mercedes AMG GT3 was victorious in the Grand Touring Daytona class, which was shared by Russell Ward, Philip Ellis, Indy Donike and Daniel Monrad. And the next WeatherTech Championship race will take place on March the 16th, one day after my birthday, on the Sunday. Actually, no, I think it's on the Saturday, actually. On the 16th of March, my apologies. And that is at Sebring for the 12 Hours of Sebring. That's another iconic race of the World Endurance Championships. A huge event of 12 Hours of Sebring. But a great win, though, for Porsche at the Daytona 24 Hours the other week. You know, Porsche won Le Mans, I think, for like 4 years in a row. They actually ended a huge dominance, actually, by, I think, Audi. Audi were, like, dominating diesel classes and stuff in Le Mans. But Porsche back to winning ways again after Toyota's dominance in Le Mans. Are Porsche going to start bringing back a new Le Mans car right now? They're going to challenge Toyota. Mind you, I don't actually know if Toyota actually won last year. I think Ferrari actually shocked us all by winning Le Mans. So, that was that. So, yeah, that was the Rolex 24 that took place the other week as well. I'm also going to quickly mention as well the World Rally Championship. That also took place the other week as well. We had the Monte Carlo Rally as well that took place as well. And yes, I believe there has been some results for that. You know, the Monte Carlo Rally took place the other week. So yes, in terms of the news, I believe we're just trying to get up the news now for you guys. Yeah, currently at the moment I think they're on the Arctic Rally, but for the World Rally Championship, round 1, Rally Monte Carlo took place. A double podium finish for Toyota Gazoo Racing, with Sebastian Ogier and Elfyn Evans involved in an exciting fight for victory throughout the iconic event, ultimately leading to second and third place finishes at the World Rally Championship there at the Monte Carlo Rally. So that's really the World Rally Championship news dissected there. I believe they're racing currently at the moment in, I think it's like Sweden or something, I think they're racing in, so yeah. Keep you updated with the World Rally Championship. And as well as that, guys, we've also had some IndyCar news as well today. IndyCar Series, for anyone who doesn't know, the IndyCar Series. There has been driver news as well, ahead of the new season. That starts on March the 10th in St. Petersburg. As well, there has been some news. And it's been announced that Marcus Ericsson has moved to Andretti Global. And he's after 4 seasons at Chip Ganassi Racing. Ericsson, who of course used to formerly racing F1 with Sauber, he is going to be going to Andretti. Very exciting news here as well. Ryan Hunter and Conor Daly will comprise in a popular All-American lineup for Dreyer and Reinbold Racing. That's also in the Indy 500. That will be taking place, I believe, in May. Dreyer and Reinbold will have Ryan Hunter and Conor Daly taking them seats there as well. So, as well, I believe there's also been some news as well regarding a few other drivers as well. Marco Andretti is to race in the Indy 500 with primary partner Mape as well. So there's plenty of news as well. So yeah, there's plenty of news in IndyCar. That's all I can say. Alex Palau's going to drive for Chip Ganassi in the 24 hours. That was confirmed a few weeks ago. In terms of other news as well, Santino Ferrucci is going to return to AJ Foyt Racing to drive for that team in 2024 as well, 2024 as well. So yeah, there's plenty of news there really on the IndyCar series. And finally, I think we'll end it on the NASCAR Cup series now. Because I feel like we should really talk about this. Tomorrow we have the Busch Clash. The Clash at the Coliseum. Busch Light Clash at the LA Coliseum tomorrow. It's actually in the early hours of the morning we're going to have. This is a non-championship race, but this is the new NASCAR drivers going out on the cars. The NASCAR, however, though, have announced that they are going to run the Busch Light Clash tonight to avoid beat the severe weather. I think the severe weather expected as well. And it's also been announced as well that a team change for Shane Van Gisbergen's 7-race NASCAR Cup Series program has been announced. It says the New Zealander will now contest those events with Cadeg Racing, which has already been a part of. Obviously, Van Gisbergen, I think, did win on the streets of I think, was it Detroit? I think it's the streets of Chicago last year that he actually won on. Funnily enough, he's gonna from the Trackhouse Alliance with Caleb Van Gisbergen will drive the number 6 Camaro when he appears in Top Flight in 2024. Van Gisbergen's Slater Cup race did not change, with 3-time Supercar champion set to the contest in the Circuit of the Americas, Talladega, Charlotte, Chicago, Watkins Glen and Las Vegas. I hope he gets a seat, because Shane Van Gisbergen is an absolute class driver. When it comes to Australian V8 supercars, he's amazing in that as well. And in a NASCAR, he was just as quick. So I'm sure that we'll all be keeping up that with Shane Van Gisbergen. As well, it's also been announced that he will complete for Calliag Racing in 2024 as well. He's under contract with Trackhouse Racing, as I said earlier. It was already announced that he would run a full NASCAR Xfinity Series schedule with Calliag, as well as 7 Cup races, but the team for those Cup starts was not specified. So, Calliag have confirmed the stars in the number 16 car will also feature AJ Allmendinger and Josh Williams as well. So he is going to, I believe, do Xfinity Series, is Van Gisbergen. So that's really going to be very interesting to see that. Let's hope that he actually does really well. I'm really excited for this. And in general, guys, as well, the first round of the championship is going to be on the 18th of Feb. That is the Daytona 500. So that's all the latest motorsport news there. Thank you so much for listening. I'm Charlie Tolhurst. We'll see you again next time for another edition of the motorsport news here on my channel. And yeah, thank you. We'll see you again next week for another episode on Motorsport Weekly. Take care. Goodbye.